everyone, it's me, the Otaku Fangirl, here to review episode 3 of RWBY, volume 5. So, well, that was very interesting, especially with the whole Ozpin thing, but, with Blake and her dad, he gives this nice speech and everything about what he plans to do about the White Fang, yada yada yada, but Ilya has to ruin it and be like, no, this is why you should join the White Fang and be on our side, because blah 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 blah, and I'm just like, okay, whatever, Ilya. That's you had to do that, really. I have to give props to Jeremy Lee though for that scene that she voiced. That was great. That was just like good voice acting. Anyway, so yeah, before I get to the whole Ozpin thing though, I do want to talk about Weiss and how she has been captured and is now in a cage, and we get to see who everyone believes is the maiden that they're looking for, and I think they said her name was Nova, or no, I know it started with an N, because I remember those two bandits randomly saying her name when she showed up, and, yeah, she seems like she's kind of one of the, I don't want to say she's in charge of that place, but she's kind of like, you know, one of the people who can kind of control it, because I'm assuming Raven is in control of all of that, but, anyway, but, yeah, she talks to Weiss, and, yeah, apparently, we learned that, Ironwood has pulled out his troops and everything from Mistral, I believe is what they said, and, yeah, her sister is no longer there, so Weiss might have a little bit of a problem. But she won't, because I think she's gonna escape. I don't know how easily she will escape, but I know that she's going to at least get those ropes off her, and who knows what she's gonna be able to do exactly without her sword. But now that she has her little armored knight, I think she'll be semi-okay, and maybe she'll get away, maybe she won't, and don't really know, but we'll have to see how that goes. But with RWBY and everybody, and our newly found Ozpin, who's in Oscar's body, yeah, we learn how that kind of works a little bit. So Ozpin has been cursed for several centuries, I'd assume, by now, because he's been switching bodies for a very long time. So his previous body was not his original body. So I'm like, well, that's interesting. I wonder what the man, like, who he was in felt about all of that. You know? Because that man's obviously dead, but Ozpin's still alive in somebody else's body, which happens to be Oscar's. And I need to know more how that works, because it's like, it obviously doesn't select somebody at random. It selects somebody that has a good, strong connection to something, or I don't know. He kind of explained it, but I need a deeper explanation of it. But anyway, so Ozpin has a plan. His plan is 1, get more huntresses and hunters, and 2, RWBY and them need to train a lot. RWBY needs to train hand-to-hand combat. Jean needs to awaken a semblance. I don't know what Nora and Ren need to do, but probably something. So yeah, he's got a plan, and he also needs to have Oscar kind of train his body so Ozpin can kind of, you know, do what he needs to do, and Oscar, also, I can kind of see now maybe why people ship Oscar and RWBY, but before, I never understood it, because I'm just like, why? And now with this episode, you know, Oscar kind of looked at RWBY, and she gave him this look, as this little, like, moment between them, even though they barely know each other, but I'm like, okay, that moment, I guess you could start shipping it then, but previously, I'm like, why do people keep shipping RWBY and Oscar? Why? But anyway, because I see that everywhere a lot of times. I'm just like, well, why? But anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much this entire episode, but it was enjoyable for the most part. We'll have to see what happens with the whole Blake situation, Weiss's situation, and all of that. What's all gonna happen? I have no idea. I don't know if that girl is the maiden or not. And also, Oscar, or Ozpin mentioned he needed to get the knowledge relic, I believe. That's another thing he wants to do. So, yeah. And they talked about Leo and, you know, that stuff. So, yeah, we'll just have to see where everything goes from here. So, I enjoyed this episode. What do you guys think of it? What do you think's going to happen next? And I'll see you guys in whatever I review next. Bye!